How is that going, guys? Mutemo, we are back again with another video. So guys, of course, again, today I'll be retouching this concept shoot I did with a makeup artist here in Nairobi. Her name is VG's Creative. So you can see most part of this photo is that I use ash light. I removed all the diffusers on my softbox, so I made sure the photo I shot it with hard light, and you can see the photo is actually very focused. And the funny thing of this photo, of course, I used f2.5. so let's say I didn't use an aperture of an higher aperture. So what I'll do, of course, I'll duplicate the layer twice, of Control J twice, Control J twice, Control J, Control J. Let's name this, I texture, and let's rename this low texture. What I'll do, of course, I'll disable the eye texture, then go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. And because our image is a 16-bit image, we use the 16-bit method. And of course, because we used a low aperture, that means we won't push the radius too high. So say okay, enable the high texture layer, go to image, apply image. Instead of using subtract right here, we'll use add, because this image is a 16-bit image. Of course, we'll select the low texture, then select invert, then say okay. Now change the blending mode here to linear light, then create a black and white layer on top of this. What I'll do, of course, I'll retouch first before I remove the blemishes, so that I can clear with the retouching. Let me zoom out right here and then start with these shadows right here, like this. I'm trying to just not do much because the image is not so, like, isn't so dirty. So what I do, I won't do much, just. And also you can see there was this it was a creative shoot, so you can see there's this this thing on the model's head. So I'm trying to not interfere with anything, so just make the photo look as nice as possible. And this is the easiest way you can do frequency separation, if you just if you trying to understand the frequency separation and how it works. So you can see how I'm retouching. I'm following specifically the shape of the model's face, even skipping the stocking on her head to make sure I didn't interfere with the stocking. So you can see, I said in the beginning of this video, I used ash light, so you can see the shadows of the stocking there, and also shadows of the lashes. Yeah, I used one light setup, just one light, and I use shaped reflector to light these images, because I wanted to achieve something creative. And yeah, this is the full edit on how to edit and color grade, how I edited and color graded these images, because they were one of my favorite images of this month, or of the previous month, I don't know. Yeah, one of my favorite shoots of the previous month. Let's say we have like retouched the whole image. So what's remaining is just perfecting and removing the blemishes and making sure the image looks nice. Of course, if I put all this in a group, and you can see before, after, before, after, what I'll do, I'll select on the high texture and zoom in, select on the clone stamp tool, then just remove these blemishes to make sure your image looks perfect. Retouching is actually very easy if you understand the basics, and you can be able to retouch as many images as possible in a very short time if you understand the basics. And depending on which aperture you shoot, how many megapixels is your camera, you can understand retouching and do it as fast as possible. And just don't overdo images. We need these textures on the model skin, and like the photo to look as original as possible. And yeah, so don't over retouch, don't make it look like plastic or something, or just don't over retouch your model skin. We need the textures and everything, because the textures, what we do retouching is removing the blemishes, balancing skin tones, not flattening the picture. And that's why we just remove the blemishes. And let's say that's all. Like you can see the before and after, before and after, before after, before after. You can see the highlights and the shadows are perfect. So what I do, I just do some finishing right here. So I can pick my lasso tool and then draw this area like this, and just go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Let's give it this something like 12, and yeah, that's perfect. If other, I can just pick close thumb tool and finish the, just like that. That image is retouched within a very, very short time. Anything else is just finishing, and that's how you can retouch this image within a very, very short time. Let's try to color grade this image. What I'll do, of course, I'll go to selective color, select, then blacks, push this like this, and then the yellows back like that. Then on the reds, push this way and this inside. And now on the yellows, push the cyan down and the yellows down. Then go to color balance. Push this up like that, and then the cyan like this, to just make sure the photo looks nice. Then go to levels, press Alt in your keyboard, push the shadows inside and the highlights inside like this. Go to black and white, then of course change this to luminosity, then reduce the opacity, then go to filter, photo filter, then select cooling filter 82, then reduce the density to something like negative, something like 8. And let's say that's the easiest way you can retouch and color grade an image very, very fast. You can see how we have color graded that picture and how we have retouched. So what I'll do, of course, go to highend teeth whitening, and then select on the photo filter, pick your brush tool, make sure it's a very soft brush, make sure the foreground color is white, flow at 100, and just brush on the eyes like this, like that. And just like that, you have a well retouched image. And then you can actually create a brightness or contrast, then select use legacy, then push this up to that level, and boom, you have a well edited image. If I could just put all this in a group and show you before, after, before, after, before, and after within a very short time. Within 9 minutes, we have just retouched and color graded a photo. So that's how to retouch and color grade a photo in less than 10 minutes. Peace out.